Breadcrumbing isn't just mixed signals. It's not someone being busy, or someone who's shy, or someone who doesn't know how to text properly. No, breadcrumbing is deliberate inconsistency. It's when someone gives you just enough attention to keep you emotionally invested, but never enough to actually build a real relationship. Picture this. You meet someone, and at first it feels magical. They text you late at night. "I can't stop thinking about you." They tell you how special you are, how they've never met anyone like you. They paint dreams of the future. "One day I'll take you to Paris. We're going to have the best life together." And for a moment, you believe it. You smile at your phone. You feel wanted, desired, loved. But then, out of nowhere, silence. No replies for days. No explanations. Just a cold, empty screen. And right when you're about to give up, right when your heart says, "That's it, I'm done," your phone buzzes again. It's them. "I miss you. I was just thinking about how much you mean to me." And instantly, your walls come crashing down, because that little breadcrumb feels like a whole feast when you've been starving for their love. Why it cuts so deep? Breadcrumbing works because it preys on something deeply human. Hope. Hope that things will be different this time. Hope that the real love you glimpsed in those first conversations wasn't fake. Hope that if you just hold on a little longer, they'll finally give you what you deserve. But here's the harsh truth. Breadcrumbing isn't a path to love. It's a cycle. A loop designed to keep you hanging on while they stay in control. The psychological trap. Breadcrumbing taps into the same psychology casinos use to keep gamblers hooked: intermittent reinforcement. Think about it. If a slot machine gave you nothing, you'd walk away. If it gave you jackpots every time, you'd get bored. But when it gives you small, unpredictable wins, you keep playing, because you never know when the next reward is coming. Breadcrumbing is exactly the same. A random, "I miss you," a sudden, "You're the only one I care about," a flirty text out of nowhere. Each breadcrumb lights up your brain's reward system, making you crave more. And the more inconsistent they are, the more addicted you become. The bottom line, breadcrumbing is not love. It's not care. It's not someone trying but failing. It's a strategy, a psychological game, a way to hold power over your emotions while giving you just enough to keep you from walking away. And unless you see it for what it is, you risk wasting months, even years, waiting for a full meal that will never come. Why people breadcrumb? If breadcrumbing hurts so much, the question is, why do people do it? Why would someone lead you on if they never planned to give you the real thing? The answer isn't simple, but it is powerful once you understand it. 1. The backup option. Mindset. Some people breadcrumb because they want you in their orbit, just in case. They're not ready to commit. They're not ready to give you their full heart. But they also don't want to lose the comfort of knowing you're there. So they send a late-night text. They drop a flirty message. They post something vague on social media and wait for you to respond. It's not love, it's insurance. You're the safety net in case no one else works out. And let's be honest, you deserve way more than being someone's plan B. 2. The power and control game. For others, breadcrumbing is less about romance and more about control. Every time you respond to their crumbs, they feel powerful. They know they can pull you back in with a single line. "Thinking of you." "Wish you were here." It feeds their ego. It gives them a sense of dominance. "I can disappear whenever I want, and you'll still come running when I return." This isn't love. It's psychological manipulation, a twisted version of validation where your pain is their power. 3. Emotional immaturity. Sometimes, breadcrumbing doesn't come from malice, but from emotional immaturity. Some people genuinely like the attention, but they're not capable of handling the responsibility of a real relationship. They love the spark of the chase. They love how it feels to be wanted. But when it comes to consistency, vulnerability, or commitment, they vanish. It's like they want the idea of love without the work that love actually requires. And so they keep dangling promises they'll never deliver. 4. The narcissist's playground. Let's go deeper. For narcissists and toxic personalities, breadcrumbing is a tool of dark psychology. It's not random, it's not accidental. They breadcrumb to keep you emotionally hooked, create dependency, train you to settle for less, so they never have to give more. In fact, narcissists often combine breadcrumbing with other tactics like love bombing, intense affection early on, or gaslighting, making you doubt your reality. It's all part of a system, a cycle designed to keep you orbiting around them while they stay at the center. And here's the part that most people don't realize. When someone breadcrumbs you, it says more about them than it does about you. It's not proof that you're unlovable. It's not proof that you're too much or not enough. It's proof that they don't know how to show up fully. It's proof that they are using you as a placeholder, not a partner. But if you don't recognize this early, you'll waste months, even years, waiting for them to finally deliver the love they keep hinting at. Breadcrumbing happens because some people want the comfort without the commitment, want the power without the partnership, want the attention without the effort. But none of those things equal love. Love doesn't keep you guessing. Love doesn't show up only when it's convenient. Love doesn't vanish and reappear like a magic trick. So the moment you understand why someone breadcrumbs, you also start to see why you deserve better. The psychology of why we fall for breadcrumbing. So here's the painful truth. Most people who get breadcrumbed are not weak, naive, or foolish. They're human. And breadcrumbing works because it taps into deep psychological wiring, the very same wiring that makes us crave love, safety, and belonging. Let's break down the biggest psychological hooks. 1. Intermittent reinforcement. Think of a slot machine. You pull the lever again and again, not because you win every time, but because you might win. That maybe is addictive. Breadcrumbing works exactly the same way. Sometimes they text, sometimes they vanish, sometimes they pour affection, sometimes they go cold. And your brain keeps chasing that jackpot moment, that rare time when they give you just enough attention to feel loved again. This isn't romance, it's conditioning. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most powerful ways to train human behavior. 2. The hope bias. Hope is one of the strongest human emotions. When someone sprinkles crumbs of affection, a compliment here, a promise there, your brain fills in the gaps. You tell yourself, they wouldn't say these things if they didn't mean them. Maybe they're just busy. If I wait a little longer, they'll finally commit. This is called the hope bias, our tendency to hold on to the best-case scenario even when all evidence points to the opposite. Hope blinds us to reality, and breadcrumbing feeds that blindness perfectly. 3. The validation loop. Let's be honest, everyone wants to feel wanted, and when a breadcrumber shows up out of nowhere with a sweet message, it gives a rush of validation. They're still thinking of me. I still matter. Even if it's inconsistent, that little boost feels good. And soon, you're not just craving them, you're craving the validation they give you. This creates a loop. They send a crumb. You feel seen. They vanish. You crave more. They send another crumb. And the cycle continues. 4. Trauma bonds and attachment styles. Here's where it gets even deeper. If you grew up in an environment where love was inconsistent, maybe sometimes present, sometimes withdrawn. Breadcrumbing feels familiar. It matches the rhythm your nervous system already knows. This is what psychologists call a trauma bond. The chaos feels like home, even if it hurts. And for people with anxious attachment styles, breadcrumbing is especially dangerous. Every crumb feels like proof that love might be secure one day, which keeps you chasing harder. 5. The sunk cost trap. There's also a very practical reason people don't walk away. The more time, energy, and emotions you've invested, the harder it is to leave. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy. You think, I've already waited this long. Maybe I just need to wait a little longer. But waiting longer doesn't magically turn crumbs into a full meal. It just wastes more of your life. Here's the truth nobody tells you. You don't fall for breadcrumbing because you're weak. You fall for breadcrumbing because it was designed to work on the strongest parts of you: your hope, your patience, your loyalty, your love. And once you see the psychology behind it, you can finally stop blaming yourself and start reclaiming your power. The hidden costs of breadcrumbing? Think about this for a second. When someone feeds you crumbs of affection, a late night "I miss you," a random heart emoji, a sudden "we should meet soon" that never happens, it doesn't just waste your time, it reshapes the way you see yourself. And this is the part nobody talks about. Breadcrumbing doesn't just bruise your heart, it rewires your brain. At first, every crumb feels exciting. Your phone lights up, and there's that quick dopamine rush. But over time, you start living on high alert, checking your phone every few minutes, waiting for their next move. That anticipation burns out your emotional energy. Instead of focusing on your own goals, your studies, your career, your friendships, you're emotionally drained by one person's inconsistent attention. And the cruel irony? They're not even giving you real love. They're giving you hope in a cheap wrapper. 2. Self-doubt and insecurity. Breadcrumbing whispers a dangerous lie into your head. Maybe if I try harder, they'll finally commit. So you replay conversations. You question your looks. You wonder if you're too much or not enough. And slowly, without realizing it, your self-worth starts to bleed out. Because deep down, you're not asking, do I even want them? You're begging, why don't they fully want me? That constant self-doubt becomes a cycle, and suddenly, you're measuring your value based on crumbs. 3. Addiction to the roller coaster. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement. It's the same trick casinos use to keep gamblers hooked. One day, they text you all night. The next, they disappear. Then, right when you're ready to walk away, ding, your phone lights up, and your brain lights up with it. Not because it's real love, but because unpredictability creates obsession. Here's the scary part. You can get addicted not to the person, but to the pattern. That push and pull cycle trains your brain like a slot machine, and breaking free feels like withdrawal. 4. Time theft. Breadcrumbing doesn't just drain your emotions, it steals years of your life. Think about it. How many goals have been delayed? How many passions ignored? How many genuine connections missed because someone kept you half hooked with half love? Breadcrumbing isn't just manipulation, it's time theft. And time is the one resource you'll never get back. 5. Erosion of trust. The deepest scar breadcrumbing leaves isn't heartbreak, it's mistrust. Because after dealing with someone who strings you along, you start to see danger in every smile, every good morning text, every promise of a future. And before you know it, your walls are so high that even genuine love struggles to climb them. Breadcrumbing makes you suspicious of the very thing you crave most. connection. And here's the bitter truth. Breadcrumbing doesn't end when the breadcrumber leaves. It echoes. It stays with you, shaping the way you see yourself and poisoning the way you see relationships. That's why spotting breadcrumbing early isn't just about avoiding a bad partner. It's about protecting your future self. So here's the million-dollar question. If someone is breadcrumbing you, how do you flip the script? How do you stop being the one who's strung along and start being the one who's in control? The answer isn't revenge. It isn't playing games back. It's reclaiming your power. Step by step. Step 1. Recognize the crumbs for what they are. The first step is the hardest. You have to call it out in your own mind. That "hey stranger" text after 3 weeks of silence. That random heart emoji without any real effort behind it. That sudden, late-night miss you when they're bored. Those are not signs of love. They're crumbs. Tiny pieces of attention thrown your way, just enough to keep you hanging. And once you name it, once you say to yourself, "This isn't love. This is manipulation," the illusion begins to shatter. Step 2. Break the pattern of immediate response. Breadcrumbing thrives on your reaction. They send a crumb and wait for you to chase it. So flip the script. When they text, don't jump. When they like your photo after months of silence, don't rush to reply. Instead, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this message deserve my energy, or is it just bait? Every pause is a crack in their control. Every delay is a signal to your brain. I'm not addicted anymore. Step 3. Set boundaries out loud. Breadcrumbing thrives in silence, so break the silence. Tell them, clearly and calmly. If you are interested in something real, then show it. If not, stop wasting my time. That single statement does 2 things. 1. It exposes their game. 2. It forces them to either step up or step out. And yes, sometimes they'll leave. But that's not a loss. That's a win. Because the only thing you lose is the illusion. Step 4. Redirect your energy. This is where true reversal begins. Because the best way to take away a breadcrumber's power is to stop making them the center of your world. Invest your energy in things they can't touch. Your friends, your career, your passions, your body, your faith. Because when your life is full, their crumbs feel meaningless. Why settle for scraps when you're already feasting elsewhere? Step 5. Rewire your reward system. Remember how breadcrumbing hooks you with unpredictability? That same cycle can be rewired. Each time you resist replying instantly, reward yourself. Each time you set a boundary, celebrate it. Each time you walk away from crumbs, acknowledge your strength. You're retraining your brain, replacing the addiction to crumbs with the addiction to self-respect. Step 6. Shift from victim to author. Breadcrumbing makes you feel powerless, like the story of your love life is being written by someone else. But here's the twist. You're not just a character, you're the author. And once you take the pen back, you realize something incredible. The story doesn't end with breadcrumbs. It begins with real love, real respect, and real connection. And it begins with you choosing it. And here's the part that most breadcrumbers never see coming. When you stop chasing crumbs, they lose all control. Because a manipulator, without your attention, is powerless, completely powerless. We've walked through the psychology of breadcrumbing, why manipulators use it, how it traps you in cycles of hope and disappointment, and the exact steps you can take to break free. And maybe, as you've been listening, there's a part of you whispering, wait, this is my life. This is exactly what I've been through. That realization, it's not weakness, it's strength. Because once you see the breadcrumbs for what they are, You can finally stop chasing scraps and start demanding the full meal you deserve. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Breadcrumbing doesn't destroy you because of the manipulator. It destroys you because of the illusion. The illusion that one day, all those crumbs will magically form into a loaf of love. But let's be real. Crumbs never become a loaf. Empty promises never become a home. Late night, I miss you. Texts never become commitment. And once you break that illusion, you take back your power. Think of it this way. Every breadcrumb they toss at you is a test of whether you'll accept less than you deserve. And every time you walk away, you're rewriting the test. You're saying, I will no longer settle for scraps. I'm holding out for the banquet, because healthy love, it doesn't make you wait in hunger. It doesn't feed you crumbs while feasting elsewhere. It sits down with you at the table and shares the whole meal. Now here's where it gets powerful. When you resist breadcrumbs, you're not just protecting yourself. You're teaching others what love really looks like. You're setting an example for your friends, your siblings, maybe even your kids one day. Because breadcrumbing thrives in silence. It survives because no one talks about it. But once we start naming it, once we start sharing our stories, its power starts to fade. So I want you to do something right now. Drop a comment below and tell me, which breadcrumbing tactic hit you the hardest? Was it the random late-night I miss you texts? The empty promises of one day we'll be together? Or the social media likes that felt like love, but were really just crumbs to keep you hooked? Because your comment might be the exact words that open someone else's eyes. Your story could be the light bulb moment that saves them months or even years of wasted time. And remember this, you don't need crumbs to feel full. You don't need breadcrumbs to feel chosen. Real love doesn't dangle itself like bait. It shows up, it stays consistent, it makes you feel safe. And most of all, it never makes you question your worth. So the next time someone tries to pull you back with a crumb, pause, smile to yourself, and say, thanks, but I'm not starving anymore. Because the moment you stop chasing crumbs, you open the door to a love that is whole, steady, and real. And you deserve nothing less. This isn't just information. This is protection. This is freedom. And it starts with you.